right, so I am in El Paso, Texas for the start of the Dark Sky Expedition. Toyota's doing more of these overland trips with their new vehicles. They're inviting select media. We're even going to be camping out for a couple nights. Really excited to spend some more time in the 700H and in the GX 550. Of course, all of the other models as well, but this is going to be a great little adventure into Big Bend of Texas.
In your vehicles is a radio. They've been used before, but they should all be on the right channel. We'll do a quick radio check before we peel out of here. So we're expecting to hear everybody say, "Hey, I got you loud and clear," or something like that. Just let us know that you heard us. When you say that, tell us what vehicle you're in, so we can kind of work our way down the line. So once we peel out of here, we'll try to stay together. It's a little rough getting to the on-ramp, so if we get separated or you don't see the pack, grab your drive dock, which is just below your radio, and flip to the second page. That will get you to our next stop.
When Toyota asked us if we would be willing to do this one, this is a different one, to come to Texas and do a big one in a national park, which has a lot of nuances in what we'll be able to do, but it's going to be awesome. They've already been down scouting it out. Our photographer's been out. It's going to be a really fun adventure. I'm excited about photography and nighttime photography because I know nothing about it. It sounds great.
All right, so we are driving along I-10 eastbound in the Lexus 700H, and we're on our way to Big Bend. Now, we've got a couple surprises along the way, so we got some fun things. We're going to be able to see a really unique art installation that's actually been on my list to check out in the middle of the desert for a long time, and then heading down to the park. So I've never been to Big Bend. I'm really excited to see this part of the country. It's a rare national park within Texas where you've got access to public land in a state that has so much private land. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing it for the first time and to spend multiple days driving these new Lexus and Toyota products. It just really, I think, speaks volumes to Toyota and Lexus's commitment to overlanding, that they are putting together these multi-day trips with their vehicles and allowing journalists to experience them as travel vehicles. So I'm really excited to see how it all unfolds. All right, look at this. We found the Singular Prada store here in Texas. Very interesting art installation here. Really fun. So we finished a little lunch with some great Mexican food, Marfa, and now I'm driving the new 2025 Toyota 4Runner. This is the Trail Hunter edition. There's some upgrades with the Trail Hunter. It's definitely their most overland variant. So it comes with a snorkel. It's got about a 3-inch lift. It has 33-inch diameter tires. It does come with 18s. I kind of wish that it had a 17, but overall, the ride quality is really great, and it makes sense why the payload is a little lower, because the suspension is definitely tuned more for rider-driver comfort. But 4Runners are always a great value. They hold their value really well. So as far as vehicles go, you're going to see some of the lowest depreciation in the category. So the total cost of ownership really goes down with the 4Runner. And they're also really well made. This is on the Prado 250 chassis. It's shared also with the new Land Cruiser 250. So there's some similarities and differences between the Land Cruiser and the 4Runner, but the 4Runner, I think, speaks to a little bit younger buyer. It also has the TRD Pro variant, which I was able to jump not all that long ago. So there's advantages to both, and I'm just enjoying spending some time in this 4Runner. All right, so here we are at the Big Bend gas station, getting all of the trucks fueled up here.
Next up.
All right, today we're spending some time in the GX 550, and these trucks are exceptional right from the factory. So you got almost a 33-inch tire, center differential lock, rear differential lock, some really good approach and departure angle, and they look great. I mean, look at this awesome earth color. It's like already dusty for you. So we're gonna get out on the trail with the vehicle, but we also get to do a nice little hike at the end of the day. Looking forward to that. So we're starting to climb up some additional elevation here. Pretty scrambly little climb up into these rocks. All right, look at this super cool balancing rock here. Just like, boop.
We have grease under my fingernails and we're stuck waist deep in a
Yep,
swamp of some kind.
that's right. Being eaten by the local wildlife.
That's right. Yeah,
That actually happened to you.
Assassin catapults, we call them.
Assassin catapults, yeah. All right, so we're out here with these incredible Lexus, and look at that. We got a right-hand drive Toyota Hiace, just hanging out being cool.
Folks, and veg folks.
Trail snacks.
So I just got to spend the morning in the new GX 550. I hadn't personally had the chance to drive one. We sent Brian McVickers from our team on the launch of the vehicle, and he loved it and sang its praises. So for me to get time behind the wheel of it's a big deal. And there's a lot to love about the GX. The GX in general has always been a great fit for overland travel. I owned a GX 470 personally and loved it. Really easy to modify, and they've made it even better with their new Overtrail package. So you've got an upright interior, a lot of rear storage space. This vehicle comes in at 1,320 pounds of payload, rear locking differential, center locking differential, KDSS, a turbocharged V6 with no hybrid system. So you have a bigger fuel tank, you have a simpler overall system, which is not to say that Toyota hybrids aren't reliable, but there's just less things to go wrong. And I kind of like that internal combustion engine platform for international travel. So I think the GX is one of the best solutions in the Toyota lineup for driving around the world.
All right, so we've transitioned over to the LX 700H, and it is pretty noticeable the difference in ride quality between this and the 550. And we're also in H2, which is going to be the higher suspension setting. But because Lexus doesn't use airbags, because they use variably adjusted hydraulic spring perches, then you don't get that change in spring rate like you would in an airbag at a higher pressure. So we're getting this very compliant, very comfortable ride, even at a really high ground clearance setting. Overall, the 700H is still pulling on my heartstrings. I really like this vehicle. I was impressed with it at the launch, and now I'm even more impressed with it after a couple days of driving it with proper travel. So this is going to be a winner for the people who have the ability to spend $116,000.
All
All right, so it's early in the morning now. We're in the back of the LX 700H, which is a pretty cozy spot to be. But we got up about 3 o'clock this morning and went out and did some dark night sky photography. Did some astrophotography, which was really beautiful, and we learned a lot from these guys. They were really great. So it was a very cool experience to spend time in the desert, and even saw the Marfa lights. Up on Elephant Rock here. I see it. Track.
All
right, so I just crossed the Rio Grande River and it's a trickle. Rochelle. She's like,
come back.
She's like, this is where they make the pina coladas. We're doing a couple mile hike this morning. Made our way down into Santa Elena Canyon. It's beautiful. This is actually Mexico over on this side and the Rio Grande, but a beautiful canyon. Just gorgeous. All right, so we're cruising back into camp. Just spent the day in the Toyota products. Got to spend some time driving the 4Runner. That was the TRD Pro on the 4Runner, and now the TRD Pro on the Tacoma. Got quite a bit of time in both, and I really like them both. The 4Runner is super fun. It feels very sporty. The power comes on strong. The level of quality and attention to detail is really great. I think it's just really only limited by that payload number of 895. It's just going to make it difficult for a lot of people to use for overland travel unless they just pack really light. The Tacoma's got a little bit more payload. It comes in at 1,200 pounds, so that's a nice increase. Actually more than the 250 Land Cruiser. So then now you've got some room to play with something like a Go Fast Camper or an AT Habitat, and you can do a little light build out and carry some additional people or tow a heavier trailer. And these vehicles all do a great job of towing, but you've got to include that tongue weight into your total payload. So great day with the Toyota products. They just keep getting better. This F-Series chassis that's used across their body on frame right now is just really excellent, just really excellent overall. So it's exciting to see Toyota launching them one after the other, and so many of them are well suited to vehicle-based travel.